Time to check in with our lizard overlords. What are they up to? Well, this.
Is this the worst hour now?
Are we done our first hour?
Yeah, we're into our worst hour.
Keep your expectations of this episode low. Starting the worst hour now, I feel like we've crossed into like maybe not great content hour.
Welcome to our worst hour.
So I've got a question on the screen soil. I had an ad pop up for a flip screen bucket. How do you screen this? How do you screen the soil? You do it in like a bucket, right?
I do mine with a Rotostar bucket.
Okay.
Right now, anyway, which isn't a flip screen. Like a flip screen is just like a big, fucking spinning drum that only has a screen on one side and hard on the other side. Mine, the stars rotate and the material falls through, and it collects all the shit in the bucket, right? So
overs, Chad, the overs. If you're in the screening business,
overs, tailings,
the overs, tailings. There you go. I like that too. Those are both admirable ways to describe that material. I like it.
Yeah, whatever. But it's one of my favorite. As of right now, it's one of my favorite things to do in the business is make soil. It's fucking great.
You better not have any time to do that and be out doing residential quotes with people that you hate and never want to talk to. So you can teach people that you don't know a fucking lesson.
Which is killing their desire to be an entrepreneur. Let's just snuff this.
Yeah.
Fuck these kids.
I
Ayatollah or nothing.
I go into the retailer and I see all these fucking little landscapers cards up on the wall or whatever. Like, that guy's a fucking loser. That guy's an idiot. This guy, I don't even know who the fuck he is. And I'm like, take my card, put it over top, or take their card, throw it in the fucking garbage. It's all mine, man. I put in my time.
I love your drive. I think it's amazing. I wish I had that kind of drive in my life.
I'm not ready to go into.
I have dump trailers, so I don't have a real business too. Just so you guys know, my business is fake. But
do you guys have dump trailers out there?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I've got two of them.
A lot. You let the guy.
What's wrong with a dump trailer?
I don't want to hire anybody. Jordan doesn't listen to the show, so I'm familiar with the concept here with you guys. But like for me, I don't want to hire any CDL driver. I don't have to have any CDL drivers.
Oh, you have that whole CDL.
So us having dump trailers and running under the DOT laws, like that's the way to go. I mean, we have some Isuzu. We run Isuzu cab over trucks for our maintenance division, and like we've got two with dump bodies. I mean, we can't haul a shit ton of weight, but like we can put 20 yards of mulch in there or haul 4 or 5 tons of something.
Well, you can put as much in those little trucks as you can in a dump trailer, can you not?
Yeah, no, you can.
Yeah.
So, but and the boxes on those, I mean, we've really built them for either mulch or like just vegetative debris from our maintenance division, or like blowing leaves into them or something like that. So,
well, you gotta tell me what's wrong with dump trailers. I don't own any because my shit is fucking huge with like claws and grapples and shit. Like I don't have any, but a dump trailer for like concrete fines and whatever the fuck. Yeah, it seemed totally useful. What's the deal?
No, well, it is to start out. The little guys have a place with these little.
No, fuck them. Wipe them out. Okay.
I will,
the little guys have no place in this business. In this whole industry, fuck these people.
If you're gonna start out, a dump trailer's effective and cheap, right? Because they cost $2,000 or whatever, and they're always
like $12,000.
No, they're not.
Oh, yeah.
Come on,
like $9,000, at least $9,000.
You can't get a set of tires for that, dude.
2,000. I have one from 2007. It's like literally fucking 20 years old. And I was looking at it going, I thought I could get like 4 Gs for that thing.
Yeah, and it doesn't work.
When I was coming up 12 years ago, whatever, when I had a dump trailer, I think it was $5,000 maybe. Beautiful, brand new, 14-foot long dump trailer. The thing, I mean,
beautiful.
Obviously.
Can you cut that thing just there to add it to our intro where he said a beautiful 14-foot dump trailer? Like just cut out that little section and add it to the fucking intro of the podcast.
Oh my God. It's just, they're not efficient whenever you grow your company.
Okay,
the last
it's
thing
a
I
stepping
needed...
stone. It's like a fucking wood chipper.
It is.
They're cute.
But that's it. It's
wood
a stepping
cute
stone.
Until you got fucking triple axle, 80,000 pound hog dick. Yeah,
So
a tipper's cute until then.
I think that Chad's theory is right, except that my company does $1 million more a year in revenue than his.
You
So I'm
also
waiting
work
for.
4 months longer than I do. I have parked everything since December.
I never park anything.
I'm
I
just
know,
hearing
but I don't have
excuses.
the trucking money that you have.
I'm a fanatical business owner.
I'm not. I spend my winters thinking about how I'm going to crush the competition come spring.
I spend my winters crushing them.
I just don't have that market here.
And you know,
I
I'm
was
guilty.
thinking,
No, go ahead.
I was thinking the other day that I want to come to Cornwall and try to build a fucking trucking market for you just out of interest.
I would love it if you did. Maybe my marketing money is better spent there.
Oh, I don't think anyone's money is ever better spent with me.
Well,
But
your marketing
I-
money is like no money, though.
Well, it is. I still have to do the ad spend, right?
Yeah, all right. Well, you're
Which is
going to
still
do that anyway, right?
$35,000.
Yeah, you'd still do that anyway.
No, I
so
would.
the other half of my company too, because we never got all the way through it, is a trucking company.
Yeah.
You guys, it still blows my mind that the snow. Anyway, I understand snow plowing, but then watching all your videos of hauling the snow, it's like, oh, that's real shit. You're now hauling the snow somewhere else.
We ran between 15 and 25 trucks at 24 hours a day for 4 weeks.
Can you
Oh,
just
shit.
melt the shit, or is that not effective? Cost
We
effective?
just dump it. I
Where do
guess
you take it?
to one of the supply yards I'm buddies with.
And then they just make a giant pile of that shit and
And
let
just
it
make a
melt?
giant pile. We took 400 loads there on one of the jobs we did.
Holy shit.
We just dumped it in a pile and then they scooped it with an excavator and threw it up higher. And
Do you have to pay them?
yes. Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
is there money in the snow plowing, or is that like you're not making a huge profit snow plowing, and there's more money in the transportation of the bulky snow?
So I don't plow snow. I only part of the snow game that we're in is moving it around with the
Okay.
dump trucks. Yeah, I plowed snow for a long time. I'm not good at making money doing it.
So, are these 18 cubic yard dump trucks, or how much volume do they hold? Is it like a standard issue dump truck with no trailer on it? Or are they like the semi truck
ours
ones?
are tri-axle dump trucks, so they're good for
18
up
yards.
here. No, we can get 22.
Oh, can you hump it up?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So
Boxes
it's not
are good.
heavy. You're not hauling weight, you're just hauling volume.
We're good for 36,000 kilograms,
That's
which is
2.2
like
pounds.
80,000 pounds or something.
Yeah.
How much
That's
does
us, 80. That's
how much does a load of snow weigh?
Nothing.
yeah.
Snow is light. You can heap
Yeah.
it. Like if you see the videos, it's heaped up over the top of it. Snow
Yeah.
doesn't weigh anything. Yeah.
Yeah. So our
Gravel
grapple
for us is
our big grapple holds 50 cubic yards, is the size of the container. And even with logs, we can't hit 80,000 pounds. Like we can't overload the truck. Well, if we
there's too
did,
much air.
we would get fined, but it's impossible. That 50-yard container, you'd need a 70-yard container to hold enough wood to overload it.
And if
But
you're
it's heavy
hauling
as
big
shit.
logs,
Like he gets close to like 70,000 pounds sometimes. That's heavy as shit. And we pay by the ton to get rid of the shit. So my cheapest dump is $50 a ton.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that's my cheapest dump. So if I got well, the truck weighs like 38,000 pounds. So if I'm at 70,000 pounds minus 38,000 pounds means I'm holding 32,000 pounds. Divide that by 2,000 pounds. That's 16 tons times 50, $800.
to
When
dump
I'm
the
heavy,
truck.
yeah, I had a $900 dump bill on Saturday. I had this big fucking ogre of a tree. It's like 7 feet in diameter, like fucking big as shit, bigger than the hood of your truck, and it was actively cracking in half, and half of the tree was going to smash a house. So we were there Saturday morning with a 75-ton crane doing the whole crane removal, and he was giving me the load price, because he had to take it to the expensive dump because they were open on Saturday and it was closer. His first dump bill was like $500. His second dump, so the $500 bill had a lot of brush in it from taking the head of the tree out. Then his second dump bill was $900 because it had a hell of a lot of wood in it. And then his third load finished the tree off, and he saved that until Monday to go to the cheap dump that's $50 a ton. So I did the math. It was $2,200 was my tip fee to make the wood go away from one tree, plus the fuel and the trucking and on the labor and insurance and all that shit.
Can you not? Did people not buy wood there?
What for?
I guess not the heat, but here,
No,
like,
no, our
you would have
firewood
no
market's
problem
pretty
getting
low.
rid of any number of fucking wood. Like,
No, I
if
I
you
can't.
could put a Facebook marketplace up, they would come, they'd fucking dismantle the whole thing there for you.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wow.
It is a liability. It's a liability. There's no value. There used to be a firewood guy that was a barbecue supplier. It was Black Dog Firewood, and he would split the shit, kiln dry it, and send trucks to barbecue restaurants like way down to Miami and what have you from Tampa. So I could dump for free if it was logs, but it was a pain in the ass. It
Yeah.
would take like an hour and a half to offload. For me, I need to touch that wood the least amount of times for the fewest minutes possible. Get empty and load again. So if there's a free guy an hour away, in a way, like that's going to be a 2.5 hour turn. An hour there, a half hour to unload, an hour back. That's a 2.5 hour turn. I can't pay for that. Truck's got to keep moving. So there's no like firewood market. What they do is the brush and wood yards that we dump at, they grind it all up in big horizontal grinders or tub grinders. And then they either compost it and sell it as compost, or they dye it red and then it gets put in bags and then it goes to Lowe's or Home Depot or Ace Hardware and consumers buy the dyed shit back.
Hmm.
That's where it goes.
The red mulch infests no matter where you are.
Oh Jesus, you guys have it too?
Oh yeah.
Oh
It's
Jesus.
fucking awful.
I had a lady, we did this big landscape job, beautiful modern landscape. All the caps were Efflo white from straight from Teco or whatever, right? Because that's the style to have light colored caps and shit. And they didn't hire us to do the softscape. They hired someone else, but they did all the planting and then put all the mulch in. It was dyed black mulch,
Ugh.
but it got all over the caps,
Mm.
right? And fucking stained the shit out of them. And there was no way to get this off. They were calling like Scots and stuff to try and figure out what dye they used and how they could get it off the caps. I'm just like, you're fucked, guys. You should have hired us to do the softscape too.
Yeah, I mean, black mulch, it looks good, I guess, if you're into that the day you do it. But then when like leaves and acorns and shit drop, it gets all nasty. Like, I don't know, man. I like cypress is okay. Pine bark is okay.
Yep.
Pine straw is okay. I kind of like the real stuff.
Black dyed mulch is okay. Red mulch. Red mulch. I had this conversation with my operations manager this morning because I guess we installed some white marble chips on
Oh,
a job, and
have that down there
they
too.
sent me a picture of it, and I'm like, what in the fuck are we doing? It's like this is the most atrocious. This is what the customer wanted, and it's like, well, whatever. They paid their bill already, so it's like, but white marble chips and red mulch. I told him, I said I don't want that to be in our business at all. I despise it.
Do you have Riverstone down there?
Man, rock costs so much money to get shipped in.
Really?
We do, and our neighboring property is a rail yard, so they ship in like brown river rock from Tennessee and like some salt and pepper granite. So it's like a reasonable price. But if we get any kind of like really nice decorative stone, it costs us, our cost would be $200 a cubic yard. So then we go and install it, and I mean, some people still pay for it, but there's not for gravel. For really nice decorative gravel, there's not a good source. I mean, we have native stone here, but it's native lime rock boulders. So like we're pulling, if we want a specimen boulder that's 4 by 5 feet, sure. but it's not. There are some places that'll crush a softer lime rock down into 57 stone or aggregate sizes, different aggregate sizes for base, but um, it's not that pretty. So yeah, trucking to get all the fancy stuff down here is pretty expensive.
I bet. Yeah.
Jordan, have you ever hit a house or any of you guys hit a house when trying to take down a tree? See these
Buddy, we haul
Instagram
ass.
reels.
We haul ass and leave, rip the magnets off our trucks, and we're out. Um, it's not common, man. I mean, we've put a hole in a roof, like nothing. We've never fucked anything up. Might break a driveway under a truck, but that's all talked about. Like, look, if I'm going to do the job, I'm going to put the truck here. Your driveway may or may not crack, and I'm not fixing it. Like, we're clear about that. But there's been an error where, like a rope broke or something, and then we had a 6-inch limb put a 6-inch diameter hole through a roof, and then we got to get it patched. But nothing that you would see on YouTube where the crane falls over and like totally fucks it up. You're doing something way wrong, or the guy's trying to send the whole tree and the tree goes backwards and they got a bobcat with a 30-foot long rope that's tied way too low. Like, that's amateur hour. So no fun stories that I could entertain you with, but normal human being fuck ups, sure, but nothing that we've had to make an insurance claim on for general liability. It's we're just going to pay the roofer, or like a broken window. That's where you drop something and it bounces and hits the window. Like, you're throwing it from the roof, it bounces and hits a window. All right, shit like that happens. Or we broke a piece of a pool equipment with a little chunk. We roped the limb down, then we got the little stub. We're cutting the stub off, and that thing ping pongs, plinkos its way down and breaks something. But no, like, way cool stories for hitting houses. I have had people get injured, which is not funny, but I had an employee cut his knee open with a chainsaw very badly a little over 2 years ago. And he was one of my more safety conscientious people that like does everything right. So we have something called OSHA, which is like some safety standards shit. And if you're running a chainsaw on the ground, you have to wear these protective leg coverings called chaps. And he did the bucket removal. He cuts the trunk down with chaps. He's cutting the branches up on the ground with chaps on. He cuts the stump with chaps on. And he gets in the truck to leave. And there was a little piece of the stump sticking up that wasn't like perfectly flat. There was like this little flagella that stuck out, right? That he didn't like. And he knew that when the stump grinder was going to get there, that little piece of wood might go flying because it wasn't like totally attached well to the stump. So he gets out of the truck, fires up a chainsaw. It's got, I don't know, a 24-inch, 2-foot long bar on it, a big Husqvarna. And he goes to cut this little thing off, and he's on his knees cutting the stump. And your trigger's in your left hand and your right hand is on the handily grip, and the chainsaw kicks back and it eats through his right knee as he's kneeled onto the ground, and it rips him open. And this is like 911 type shit. So called the ambulance. He's bleeding, looking at his fucking kneecap. Ambulance takes him away. He was a great dude, passed his drug test, so you have your post-injury drug test. He passes that. He ends up getting an infection in his knee that then turned into like a PICC line of antibiotics in his chest. And then the infection got so bad, he had to get a full knee replacement, and like wheelchair to walker to crutches. And he's not back at work, and he'll never come back to work. And it was over $1 million, not a payout, but it was over $1 million in medical bills for all of the shit for more than like 18 months was the whole process until he's healed up. And now he's not doing tree work anymore. He was a very talented climber. a bucket operator, lift operator. He could do everything. The dude was very talented. But he's not doing tree work anymore. He doesn't work for me anymore. And it was very unfortunate. So that could have been prevented with discipline of always wearing your chaps, but accidents happen. And there's that. And then ironically, his son worked for me. He's like, "Hey, Jordan, I want my son to work for you." So his son was working for me year and a half, 2 years or whatever. His son was a great worker, young kid. And the big grapple truck that we have, like the big triple axle, Terry's up sitting at the crow's nest where the controls are. And the young guy goes to get a rake off of the truck. And my operator, Terry, keeps his rake on the ladder that you crawl up to the crow's nest. It's where the rake lives. So the guy goes to get the rake as Terry, my operator's putting the outrigger down. And this truck was like 4 months old, brand new truck. And this truck did not have outrigger alarms where you put the outrigger down and it goes beep, 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 beep as the outrigger goes down. And Terry didn't see him there. And the dude's getting the rake and he's standing under where the outrigger's going to come down. And the outrigger comes down on his foot and like kind of squishes it like a grape. And the minute Terry hears, blah, he pulled the lever to pull the grapple outrigger up. And thank God he pulled the lever the right way and didn't shove it down to like cut his foot off. He pulled the lever up correctly. And so this was not an ambulance, but one of my employees put him in the truck, drove him to the emergency room, and like his foot's fucked and we don't know what's happening. So a couple weeks go by and like his toes turn black and like his toes are peeling and his toenails are falling off. And then your long toe, you got your big toe and then your long one there.
Yeah.
Well, the end of it died off. And so like his body self amputated it. And like where this toe's knuckle is, where your toenail is, it fucking fell off.
Fuck, that little piggy should have stayed home.
Oh man. And so then he had like a little chunk of bone sticking out. So he had to go in and get surgery and like go back and cut it off deeper and then sew it together. And he never came back to work. And that was a work comp deal. Neither of them sued me. They were covered on workman's comp payroll. For the guy with the toe, they said he could go back to work, but his toe was still fucked. There's no way he can go back to work. So I just kept paying him. He got a 40-hour check for like 10 months. And like I was just like, let me just keep paying you and hopefully you don't sue me. And then he called me one day. He was like, "Hey, Jordan, I don't think I'm going to come back to work. I think I'm going to do like a change of industry and do something that's not tree work. You don't have to pay me anymore." I was like, "Okay, thank you." So I turned the payroll off. I'm like, fuck, I hope he doesn't sue me. And I don't know if I've been sued. I don't think I've been sued yet. And I don't know what the statutes of limitations are, if they're like 3 years or so. So maybe I'm still holding my pecker for another 20 months. I'm nervous, jerking off over here. But it's just unfortunate that his dad got so fucked with his knee and then his toe got smushed. And it's like, Terry, you got to look at your outriggers before you put them down. Hey, kid, don't put your foot under the outrigger of a truck. And that truck now has outrigger alarms. So the day it happened, we're like, schedule it to go in. We're putting outrigger alarms on this. So all my shit has outrigger alarms. So those are the only like fuck ups that I could tell you that are real, not something silly like a window.
Damn.
I mean, I have had employees high on fucking drugs and smoked a parked car and then ate a telephone pole driving a work truck. He doesn't work for me anymore. It's the pills, man. Like, if you have the problem with opioids and pills, and then like people get all caught up on this kratom bullshit, and they get hooked on kratom, and then the gas stations sell these pills of like really high potent fake kratom, and they're all getting like barred out and opioided out on this fake shit.
What's a kratom?
Kratom is you have like Delta 8s where
Yeah.
it's like not weed but kind of weed, and you can
Nah,
buy
they smoke real weed up there. It's
You-
all legal, right?
It's legal
Ah.
here.
Yeah.
no, so they'll like do this fake weed Delta 8 shit, but then kratom is like an opioid parallel, and like
You
it
can buy
it
this
just
at the gas station?
yeah, like it just relaxes you, man. A kratom milkshake. Like, dude, now it's like fucking people are getting addicted to it. I had an employee got addicted to kratom and he had to get checked into rehab for a week over kratom.
Holy shit.
I just see the signs in the windows. I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Yeah.
Nicotine and caffeine. That never hurt anybody.
Holy shit. Yeah, we don't get that up here.
Yeah.
Kratom.
Do people
Yeah.
smoke weed on the job? Is that a problem? Or
Um,
is it okay to do or not okay to
it's
do?
not
or-
okay to do. Like you're never supposed to be high on the job, right? But do they? I don't know. They have those pens, right? Those
Pens,
fucking weed
gummies, all the
pens.
shit.
All the shit that you don't know, potentially.
I mean, you and I have had this conversation before, but
yeah.
what about the other two? Is it a thing or is it a culture thing of, yeah, my guys don't do it, or yeah, everybody's high and it's normal?
It's
What, at our company?
Yeah, or in general.
I don't.
Mike's insurance listens to this, so
I can confidently say that anyone operating our vehicles or driving our vehicles is not. I don't think we have. I mean, I'm not with the guys all the time, but I don't think we have a cultural problem of people all being stoned at work every day.
Well, generally,
lot
I
of-
would think with the licensure that is required to drive your trucks, that
Oh, the trucks for
you,
sure.
you
Yeah,
got a different
Yeah.
level of
Yeah.
different
the
level.
three
of safety.
drivers that we have three drivers, and then I drive the fourth truck, and like I can confidently say the drivers are not high on anything.
So how long do you have to haul snow? I'm always fascinated by the snow stuff and the hauling snows.
So after a big storm like that, initially we're probably busy 2-3 weeks, and then now we start to slow down, and then I'm hoping that some of the property managers start to find the snow inconvenient, and so they'll call. And we're doing a lot. We're doing a lot this year for a company that plows like 900 small parking lots in Toronto. So like a lot of them are only one or two loads, but it just there's only 6 spots in the parking lot, and 2 of them are full of snow. So
That's a problem.
Do you have to
Yeah,
load it, or do they load it for you?
I would probably 95% of the time we're working for people who are loading the snow, and then 5% of the time we bring our equipment and load it.
I guess you would prefer not to load it. You just show up with an empty truck, they stuff you full, and you're gone.
We have 3 big skid steers that kind of sit around doing nothing all winter, so I don't mind if we load the snow. We did a parking lot clean out, like an emergency parking lot clean out downtown Toronto ourselves. We have 2 bin trucks, so I just brought one of the skid steers down in the bin, and then I had 4 triaxles follow behind me, and we just loaded it, and it was good. It was a good night. I would do that over and over again, but most of the time we just bring the trucks. We don't bring the machines too.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big part of our business. We have a couple clients that we work for that have 5. We have one client we work for has 5 huge properties, and they move the snow on those properties after every snowfall. So it's pretty still. Like we've been consistently moving snow every week since December 1st this year.
So what do you do when you're not moving snow?
In the winter?
Well, out of the winter. When it's not winter, what do you do?
Oh, when it's not winter, we have 2 landscape crews, and then we have a triaxle division. So we do like basement digs, pool digs.
Do you dig it or just move it?
We do both. Sometimes we dig it, sometimes we just move it. Most of the time we just move it. unless it's our own job, like our own commercial landscaping job, then we would usually excavate and move it. And then we have a division that's we have 2 bin trucks and 19 bins. So we do like you guys call them dumpsters. They're hook trucks.
Oh, roll-offs.
Yeah, so we have 2 hook trucks, roll-offs, and we have 19 bins. So we don't do garbage. We do concrete, asphalt, or dirt bins for all the kind of local small landscapers that Chad's trying to
Crush.
I'm gonna
crush.
either crush them or get them to use my bins.
Oh.
The other.
So I guess I'm more of a, and there's a lot of contractors we provide service for. Their companies are much bigger than ours. We provide trucking and we deliver a lot of gravel. We work one of the landscape supply yards. We supply we supply all of their broker axle trucking work. So,
Do you sell your fuel by the liter or is it by the gallon?
by the liter up here?
How much is it a liter?
Diesel today was $1.57.
Fuck. So that's $6 a
Gallon.
gallon.
Yeah, about that.
We're like $3.50 a gallon.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Wow.
So do you do
Yeah, we
more
go-
revenue? Do you do more revenue in trucking than landscaping? Just proportionally over the year?
We do more revenue in landscaping traditionally, but the trucking for us is growing at a very steady pace. So I don't, maybe this year will be 50-50. I don't know. Might be 50-50. This winter has been unreal for us. So
You just need to drive across that bridge to Detroit, buy
Yeah.
fuel there,
buy fuel there,
and then you drive across the toll road,
drive across. Yeah.
the family bridge.
Yeah. In the summer, we probably go through like, I'm sure you do too. We go through like between $1,500 and $2,000 of the fuel a day in the summer.
Oh, that's way more than me.
Our like just from the last storm, the last 2 weeks, we had to pay the brokers out this because we pay all our broker trucks every 2 weeks. Because a lot of them are like guys that just own one truck, and so our bill for the previous 2 weeks was $75,000 in broker bills, which is good for us because the brokers in general, it's like, we charge an hourly rate, we mark it up. So it's like, it's hard to lose money unless someone doesn't pay you, but you're just skimming off, like you're not making a lot of money either.
Yeah, but you're also not dealing with the headaches, and you're not putting the labor in the truck. You're not insuring the truck. You're not dealing with the hydraulics and the tires. And
I think we might, I don't know if we talked about this, but I was talking to one of the drivers and I was saying to him, like Glenn, I don't give a fuck about your truck. Like your 2006 Volvo. I don't fucking care about it. And he was like, "Oh, what do you mean you don't care about the truck?" I'm like, I could call the bank and put 10 brand new trucks in our yard. Like, but I can't get Glenn because Glenn is an individual that wants to work for himself and have his own truck and prides himself on being a free spirit and an entrepreneur, and he's also equally invested in that, right? Because when you hire Glenn and you hire Glenn's truck, he shows up all the time. Because it's, we have Glenn and Marcus and Dwayne, they all work for us all the time.
Is Glenn the one who wears the tracksuit?
No, that's Marcus. Yeah. Glenn wears the
who
Jordan.
wears the Jordans?
Glenn wears the Jordan. They were both trapped in a farm field one night till like, I don't know. I think we got them out at 10 o'clock and I was with them in the field and I was just like, guys, yes, like they're they work for themselves, they're independent guys, so they get to do what they want. But I like realistically, like their trucks, I don't give a shit about the trucks, but you finding people that invested that work as hard
Who
as
spends $600 on a pair of sneakers? That just blows my mind.
What were they doing in the farm field?
It's a whole other story. Yeah, I think we talked about this before, but this guy called me to move this mulch or hay or something. It was hay, dirty hay, from a farm in one town to a farm in this other town. And I looked at the job and then I Googled it and then I looked at like how they were getting it out of the field. And I was like, yeah, this job is bullshit. We're not doing this. So I just kind of like ghosted the guy and it's like, fuck it. This job, and I don't know if this guy's going to pay and he had no method of payment. And I was like, oh, fuck this dude. And then like 2 days later, we do a lot of triaxle work for the local landscape supply yard. And they called and said, hey, can you send a triaxle? I said, sure. So I sent Glenn, and Glenn showed up, and they're like, "Hey, you got to go to this field and pick up this hay, and go to this other field and dump the fucking hay in the field." And he called me. He's like, "Hey, I'm doing this field job." And I'm like, "Oh my fucking god!" The job that I turfed and got rid of. And so, anyways, then he back in the field twice, and it was fine. And the third time, he broke the frost and went through to his axles, but he was stuck in the field.
So who pays the tow truck? You or Glenn?
This is a greater debate too. That's almost that's the very end of this story. So then Glenn thought that he could get Marcus because he was fully loaded with sand to come and pull the truck out because then they have a truck with weight to pull the empty one out. But then Marcus sank to his axles, and then they called me, and then I went there, and then there was a whole rigmarole. We get the truck out.
No tow truck.
No, there's tow truck comes. 100% tow truck comes.
Oh, okay. Well, you winched them out.
Tow truck is winching this shit out, and then he pulled the head once too far and took the 1-inch fucking aircraft cable off the spool in the dark in the snowstorm. So he's trying to feed that back onto the spool in the middle of the field. Anyways, the two trucks get pulled out, and then the next day I was talking to my friend that owns the business, and I said, like, "Hey, who's paying for this tow truck?" And he's like, "Well, we have a curbside delivery policy. You don't back in off the road. You only deliver to the curbside." And I'm like, "Okay, well, the whole fucking job was driving into a field. So that's the job. The job was. I don't give a shit what your fucking company policy is. The job itself was driving into a field, and you took the job. That's why I didn't take the job, but you took it, and then we got. Anyways, there was a long debate about it, but in the end, Glenn paid for the tow truck, so he was the one who got stuck. But if he had wanted some help with it, I would have helped him with it too.
I've learned that tow trucks are surprisingly economical to hire. Like, anytime my shit breaks, we hire a tow truck and we'll tow the truck to the repair shop instead of risking it getting fucked up, trying to limp it there or something. Like, you can get a triple axle, whatever the fuck, towed, and it's less than $500. Like, just the risk of fucking up, it's not worth it. Like, they are surprisingly economical. Like, tow trucks are your best friend.
We just had one of our triaxles freeze up, and it wouldn't make air. But it was like we're from probably an hour and 20 minutes from downtown Toronto, where our yard is, and where it froze up was like right on the lake shore, right in downtown Toronto. Like, luckily he got into a parking lot, but it was also like minus 25, and so I just was like, fuck it. He called me. I was like, fuck it, tow it now. Don't fuck around. Just tow the fucking thing. And I got shit tons of grief online about it. Because of course I post everything that we're doing, and mostly what we're doing is a fuck up. And people give me all kinds of grief, and I'm like, I don't know, man. This truck's like, to replace the truck is $280,000.
Yep.
250,000 maybe on a good day if someone's desperate to sell one right now. And then even if you get past that, what if Andrew freezes to death in the fucking truck at minus 25?
I had to do that math the other day of minus 25 Celsius to see what the fuck it was in Fahrenheit, and it's negative 77 degrees.
No, fuck that.
No, I had to do the math. It's like, no, you die. Like, yeah.
You guys live in that shit?
Yeah.
No.
Parking Creation doesn't give a fuck about how cold it is, man.
No.
Parking Creation gives zero fucks about how cold it is.
But what about, do you have balls, a pecker, and bikinis and shit?
A 50-year-old man? No.
You don't. I like
have any of that shit.
You know, OPT, right?
No.
Other people's titties, all the other hot moms in the neighborhood, go out, fuck off on the lake, and Look at OPT. I don't know.
We
I
don't
couldn't live
have
like
that. Chad lives on the lake, the
I
river.
live on a river. Well, I have 2 cottages on a river, but we only have 2 months of summer.
No, wrong. Not okay.
Well, that's just how it is, and we can't go anywhere south. Like we're trapped up here, right? Like we don't span north to south
Well,
warm.
just drive over the bridge and move to Florida, dude.
I can't. If I were born 5 minutes more south, I could go. I could be
What?
in Florida.
Well, marry Jason, and then you're in.
I thought you guys were against gay marriage and all that stuff.
Nah, we don't give a shit as long as you like nice landscaping and your trees trimmed. I love the gays. They're like the best. They have money because they don't have kids, and they like nice shit. I freaking love them.
I always said I'd be much more successful if I could live someplace that I could work all year long. But
Or you could just find work that you could do all year long.
I'm a landscaper.
I'm a landscaper.
I'm not very smart.
So how is
You
Guelph
think
cold
that you
as shit?
think that I'm smarter than you? No fucking way.
Potentially, yeah.
Is
Well,
Guelph
obviously you found a revenue stream all winter.
is Guelph cold?
Guelph is cold.
His wife started a bathing suit business.
A bathing.
Called, it's called Free the Cheek. I pre-ordered the thing that's for sale. Yeah, it's just ironic. You get 2 months and you got to, but maybe she's gonna pedal.
They gotta maximize the time.
Maybe
Yeah, but you can sell the bathing suits anywhere.
Yeah, I bought one.
Right. So yeah,
it's a little small for me, but
it's well, obviously it's just about where you market it.
yeah,
It wouldn't be.
no, but it's a lifestyle. I want to live the lifestyle. We got a pile of nudie resorts down here. Like people live in the naked resorts, and I think I was in college, and remember I worked for my dad, right? So I grew up in the business, and I was a damn good, talented tree climber, and I did everything, man. From raking to using a pole saw to climbing, operate the bucket truck. I've worn every hat, but I had to go to Caliente. It's in Land O'Lakes. So if you ever want to go on like your 15-year, 20-year honeymoon or like anniversary, go to the nudie resort in Land O'Lakes, which is 30 minutes north of my house. Go to the pool and like prance around naked and get drunk and do that sort of deal. But I had to go cut down a palm tree at the pool. And so I'm walking like across the pavers into the pool area, and I got my hard hat on. I got my chainsaw, I got my spikes, my saddle, and my rope, and I'm walking in. And it was right when the Taylor Swift song came out and was popular, the song called Trouble, right? And so I'm walking in as it hits. It goes, I knew you were trouble when you walked in. I was like, oh, this is fitting. I'm like, sweet, bunch of tits. Cut this tree down. It was nothing but dicks. And like I start gaffing up this palm tree. And any guy, when you see a chainsaw or hear a chainsaw, you're going to get closer to get a better look at the chainsaw and watch the show. So I'm 30 feet in the air on gaffs on this fucking palm tree. And I got like 9 dicks looking at me. And it's sunglasses, nothing, acorn penis, not even sandals on. And you know, the guy that's going to stand like this and points at where he's looking with his pelvis. It's just nothing but like acorns, like accusing me of something, like they're pointing at me. And then I'm like, fuck, now I got to cut this tree down. I got a whole audience of dicks telling me how they would have done it. Oh, yeah, this is fun. So I cut the tree down and saw one pair of tits, a lot of dicks.
Got out.
Got out.
What'd you do with the wood?
Well, they haven't had any wood for a while. They're probably on, well, like Roe and Hims didn't exist. I didn't get a hard on. I tried. But then I've also like done a sales call in there because you have homeowners in there. Have you ever done a sales call with a naked person as your client?
No.
It's fucking weird. All right. You walk around the yard with like a 350-pound woman with tits to her knees.
Does she acknowledge that it's weird, or she's just completely oblivious to the fact that
it's like it's not happening? You're just direct eye contact like it's just a fucking Wednesday. And you're talking about trees and branches and bush trimming, and there's not one pubic hair there. You're in a whole nudie resort. I have the most pubes out of all of them by tenfold. but not one pube. I got this 70-year-old woman with a waxed twat and giant tits that could drown a man, and I'm trying to sell her tree work and not like giggle. It's really hard.
Wow.
I mean, I was really
The
hard.
struggles of a Florida arborist.
Yeah. So
We don't have nudist resorts up here.
too cold.
Too cold.
Yeah. So Caliente is the good one.
No,
You go
there's
to
one
Paradise-
there's one in Hamilton.
Is
There's
it
signs
seasonal?
for it everywhere. Yeah, it says nudist resort in Hamilton when you're driving into the city.
Give it a spin.
I don't know why. Oh, I was going to Hamilton a lot when we were building the mall in Bradford. That's why I saw it over again.
They
Anyways.
advertise them with signs like this is a nudist colony or whatever?
It's like one of those green signs. It's on the side of the highway. It's like Tim Hortons, nudist colony, Kentucky Fried Chicken. Like it's just in the mix of green signs. Mike's nodding. He's seen it.
Yeah, I've seen the sign.
Have you been
Yeah.
to it, Mike?
No, I've not
No?
been to it.
I
I'm
could,
quite a ways away from Hamilton.
yeah, I don't know. I could maybe spend a day there. I wouldn't.
Yeah, give it a shot. But you got to go to the nice one because if you go to the like Paradise Lakes, that's like the trailer park one, and that's not good. And then you go to Lake Como, and that's like add methamphetamine to the trailer park and plus naked.
Uh-huh.
That's really not good. But stay in the highbrow naked ones.
Do you have to
Because if you're
pre-qualify?
naked and you have money, you're more attractive than if you're naked and you have a drug addiction. It's a fact.
How do you tell who has money or not? Nobody's
If
wearing
they're in the
any
shitty
clothes.
trailer park nudie one, or
No.
if they have tile roofs on their houses. That's how I tell.
Wow.
These are lessons I didn't think I would learn today.
Yeah.
I'm glad though. If you're staying in nude resorts, stay in the high end ones. That
Find one
seems
with a
like
tile roof.
fucking great advice to me.
Seems logical, yeah.
Mhm.
It seems like solid fucking advice.
Yeah, it's tested.
Chad, I'll share you the story of why I have to work in the winter and why I might be more industrious than you in the winter, and why perhaps you may become more industrious as time progresses in the winter. I was talking to my daughter, and she's telling me, her boyfriend John. She's like, oh, he's the vice president of the Psychology Association. And I went, okay, like John's a wrestler who's taking community organizing. Why is he the fucking vice president of a psychology association at a university? She said, well, he just volunteers for a lot of things because he wants to build up his resume. He's also volunteering at a powwow, and he's just I said, well, what is John like? Why is he doing all this stuff? She's like, he's trying to build a resume. And I'm like, for what? She said, well, he wants to be an RA next year. I said, oh, he wants to be an RA. That's good. I said, why does he want to be an RA? And she said, well, if you're an RA, you get your house, they pay for your housing. He doesn't have to pay for housing if he's an RA. But it's a hard job to get because no one wants, everyone wants. I said, well, what are you doing to become an RA? Pay for your housing. She's like, well, that's why you're moving snow. That's the real conversation. Nothing. Well, that's why you're out moving snow, Dad. Oh, thanks, kid. Perfect. So maybe in the future you might need to move snow in the winter, Chad.
Well, she also to be an RA, that's like in your second year. You're not a freshman as an RA. You're a sophomore as an RA. And
so her and her boyfriend are both freshmen. Yeah.
Yeah. And she wants to go get the off-campus apartment like every other one and go binge drink natural light and not be in a dormitory her second year. And that's also why you're moving snow, because she doesn't want to be in a dormitory and she wants to go binge drink and do drugs at an apartment like we all did.
She's more of a I'm gonna go binge drink and do drugs in the house that my parents bought me.
Oh, that's cool.
That's more her style than the apartment, I think.
Well, then you got to watch your stash because she's going to be doing your drugs and drinking your booze. So I keep my drugs in the gun safe.
Yeah, she's usually she would be less likely to do that though than I would be, but I think
I
I
had
don't
to
know.
live in the dorm for 2 years, and I was not an RA. But my
Mm.
parents said they were brilliant. God love them. I had a lifted truck on mud tires, and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna go to college, go to Florida State. Cool. You and your cousin are gonna dorm together." We're like, "Fuck yeah." He had a 1970 Chevelle. I had a lifted truck on mud tires, and both of our parents were like, "No car." We're like, "Oh fuck, you hate us." So first year in college, no car. That's how I met my wife, not having a car. I'll tell you that story later if we have time. And then second year in college, we're like, sweet, we're gonna get an apartment, we're gonna have a truck, we're gonna have our car. And our parents are like, um, you're gonna live in the dorms again, and you're not gonna have a car. We're like, fuck. But I have no DUI as of today, and I will tell you, it was brilliant for them because I was not mature enough to have a vehicle in college because I was getting blacked out drunk all the damn time and doing all the drugs and sticking my dick in everything.
Mm.
That's also how I met my wife.
There you go.
Uh,
Paisley has her car with her. And I think she's on the soccer team, so
Oh, that's
she
cool.
takes her yeah, she takes it pretty seriously. So I never worry too much about her being too crazy, but you never know. I guess it is university.
Yeah, I had no job, I had no sports. I had school that I did okay in, and then made a lot of friends with common interests. We're still friends. So you want to know how I met my wife?
Sure.
All right. So freshman year in college, usually go up like a week before semester starts to like fuck off for a week and get your shit straight. So my mom had given me gift cards to Target to like buy a rug or a mini fridge or whatever snacks and shit that you want to buy. So me and my cousin were like, "Hey, dude, like I got like $150 to Target. Sweet, let's go to Target. Fuck, are we gonna get there? I don't know anybody." So we ride the city bus, like a Greyhound city bus from the bus stop. We go to Target and we get our red shopping cart, bebopping around, and I have my Dixie Outfitter shirt on with a Confederate flag. I had my camo hat on with a gold hook because I identified as a redneck before I transitioned. And I go straight to the pharmacy and I'm like, I had had sex one time prior to this with a girlfriend, one time having sex. I was like, I'm not a virgin. I'm gonna get fucked all the time. So I was like, let's get condoms. So I go to the condom aisle and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna keep having sex with chicks, they're gonna have to like it. So, you know what? These Trojan her pleasures in the pink box. The her pleasure means she's gonna like it. So yeah, I'm gonna get her pleasure one so I can keep having sex. So I get two of the economy her pleasure boxes that have like 30 of them. And I put them in the front basket where the baby goes. I got 60 condoms, her pleasure. I'm bebopping around Target. And my cousin Miles bumps into Sydney, who I'm married to, and Sydney and Miles went to high school together here in Tampa at Tampa Catholic. Miles, how are you? Sydney, how are you? Sydney looks over at me pushing the cart, looks at me at this redneck with probably a dip in his mouth, and like I think I saw her mouth go, ew. And that's how we met. So we bebop around, we get all of our shit, and we're in the checkout aisle, and we got all these bags of shit in our cart. And Sydney and her roommate are at the checkout aisle next to us, and we're pushing our cart out to the car that we don't have. And we're like, fuck, we got to like carry all this shit on the bus, figure out when the hell the bus is coming. And Miles says, hey, Sydney, what dorm are you in? Oh, I'm in Sally. Oh, we're in Smith. It's in the same parking lot. Can me and my cousin get a ride with you? And she looked at me again. She goes, I guess. And so me and Miles get a ride with Sydney to the dorm, and it was not love at first sight. And then over the course of several months, and my extreme good looking character and intentional wit ended up tricking her to sleep with me with my her pleasure condoms. Until we just pulled those off. And now we're married and have 3 kids. That's how we
Nice.
met. Yeah. Thanks, Mom, for the Target gift cards.
Thanks, Mom, for the turkey gift card.
How many condoms do you have left?
I'm neutered now. So now when I go to Caliente, I'm not spitting that hot fire anymore. It's just blank. So who needs a rubber? Those are for nerds.
Yeah.
But I do have
All
a
right.
subscription of antibiotics every month that come to our door. Just you can never be too safe.
Are you good, Mike?
Yeah, guys, thanks for joining us here. That was awesome.
I'm glad we ended it on
Yeah.
that.
That
Yeah.
was great.
That was a perfect story to end.
Guys,
Normally I just say this is the end, and then it's the end. But we won't do that tonight because Mike will have a bunch of preamble stuff he wants to do.
well, yeah. Where can our audience find Green Side Up podcast? You guys also have this the Landscape Rodeo. Give us a little end talk about where we
Is
can
this
find you guys.
is this dropping before next Friday?
It's coming out tomorrow morning.
Oh, perfect. We can talk about the rodeo for a couple minutes.
Do it.
So Mike and I did a podcast earlier on his How to Hardscape podcast.
Ah, cool.
So Mike's briefed on the rodeo, but we are hosting the Landscape Rodeo in St. Augustine, Florida, February 20th. It will not be as big of an event as the National Heavy Equipment Show, I hear, from listening to Not Our Finest Hour podcast. And I also hear there is a discount code for that show, which I don't think will be attending in April. But for the Landscape Rodeo, like I said, St. Augustine, Florida, February 20th, we've got 20 plus equipment competitions. We're going to be racing lawnmowers, doing skid steer, precision courses, mini excavator competitions.
Truck and trailer.
Truck and trailers, Zuzu Truck Operations, Super Lawn Trucks. Tony Bass is one of our sponsors, so we're going to be driving some Super Lawn Trucks around, and we've been doing this
team
for
event.
Team event, some backpack blower events, but we've been doing a modified version of this at our Skyfrog Christmas party for the past 5 years. We used to cook a bunch of good food for the guys, give them prizes, bonuses at the end of the year, but then everybody just kind of sat around like bumps on the log. And, I figured, well, Jordan and I, when we were in college, we'd go and compete at the National Collegiate Landscape Competition that NOWT puts on. And so we did that in college. And so we were looking for ideas to, anyway, make our Christmas party more exciting. And so I said, well, we can just race lawnmowers like we did in college. So we went out and we got cones and we set up courses and made up some games. And so we started turning and burning with a 36-inch walk behind mower and a 52-inch stand on and a 60-inch zero turn. And I'm starting to get more involved in our state organization here in Florida, our Landscape Association, and we were looking for a fundraiser for our chapter. And somebody's like, "Oh, we need to do a rodeo like you do at the shop." It's like perfect. It's like we just need to make more games. And I said, my guys love it. Like they have a blast every year. Look forward to it. We got a trophy in the shop. The grand champion gets his name put on every year, and we put cash prizes on it. So we're doing that on a much larger scale at this event. So this is the inaugural year or the inaugural event. And we got some great sponsors. I think we've got a fair amount of competitors signed up so far, and
Hustler is your title sponsor.
Hustler Turf has come on as a title sponsor. I've put enough barrel or zero turn barrel racing videos on the internet that we caught Hustler's attention, and they came on as a title sponsor. So we much appreciate their sponsorship. And then but zero turn barrel racing is it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's a blast. So it's gonna be one of the flagship events, and I don't know. We're pushing registration now. We're 7 days out, and
then
we're
on
looking
Thursday, the 19th, is the special dinner for the sponsors and exhibitors. And we're doing a crawfish boil. And before we boil all these crawfish that I ordered from Louisiana today. So I ordered them from Louisiana today. They are going to get on an airplane and fly to Jacksonville, and I will be picking them up next Thursday morning from the Jacksonville FedEx, driving them to St. Augustine. And I fully intend on having a lit cigar in one hand, a glass of bourbon in another, and I'm going to race and gamble on crawfish. So we're going to take a Sharpie marker, a white Sharpie marker, and we're going to put numbers on the backs of these crawfish, and we're going to race them and gamble on them. And I want cigar breath and alcohol screaming at an arthropod. And then after that is done, we're going to boil them and eat them. And that is on Thursday night, the 19th. And then the 20th is the competition. And I look forward to hopefully competing in the barrel racing lawnmower race and also backpack blower soccer team event is what I look forward to. Yeah, so that's February 20th is the main event on Friday, and then we'll be cursing at crawfished animals and getting drunk on
the
Thursday
19th.
night, on the 19th.
So, and we do have Intrigue Media has built our website and in kind for some sponsorship. But Edwin with Intrigue Media is going to be coming down, and he's going to be our competitor that makes this an international event, and we're going to make Edwin run some equipment.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
But yeah, so you can learn more about that event if you want to sign up. Registration is open at thelandscaperodeo.com. We're on all the social medias there, the Landscape Rodeo, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Same thing with the podcast, Green Side Up Podcast on Instagram and Facebook. So in greensideuppodcast.com.
And use the promo code NOFH, and we'll add a HST sales tax to that ticket. Beautiful. And then Green Side Up Podcast, we'll leave the link to the show notes for the Landscape Rodeo and Green Side Up Podcast. Go listen to their podcast, really great. Chad and I had the privilege of being on at H&A, and you can start with that episode if you're a fan of Not Our Finest Hour, and then maybe PK will join us at H&A this year, and we can do a actual Not Our Finest Hour and Green Side Up interview.
I like it.
Yes. Looking forward to that.
Listen, I've already committed to the National Equipment Show, so I don't know what more I could possibly commit to. I'm one person, Mike. I'm just one person, man. Which obviously our new friends have already pointed out that's poor at managing his companies. Which I appreciate that immediate, like almost immediate take on me as a person. That guy's a terrible manager.
Yeah. But you're financially successful and you're putting your ego aside.
Who, me?
Yeah,
Oh,
unlike
yeah,
Chad that just wants to murder everybody
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
glory that's of no value.
Well, if it's important to me, that's got to count for something.
It's valuable.
Yeah, monetary value.
So one of the reasons that I started doing so Chad's vision of why is all this work happening and I'm not anything to do with it, and it's frustrating. I see his point. But Chad's method of dealing with that problem is to hire Intrigue Media and wipe these fuckers out. My version and Chad, how old are you, Chad?
39.
So at 39, I would have been doing Chad's version, to be clear. But at 50 or 52, my version, when I look at that scenario, is I'm going to buy some bin trucks. I'm going to start delivering gravel, and I'm going to help these fuckers build their company, but they're going to help me build mine at the same time.
I thought it was so your daughter can have an apartment.
Well, that would also be the other reason to do it like that. Yeah.
It's not too late for me to do that in the future,
And
but I
my
want
son
to spin
can
the herd first.
and my son can pursue a music career in a rock band. So
And I do it to get naked.
and you do it. We all landscape for different reasons. We're all out here for different reasons. So, anyway, so you good now, Mike? Have you done all you need to do?
Yeah, I've got everything I need done. But anyone
We
else?
have an outro and an intro now, too, guys. Just in case you were questioning it, but we have both now. I didn't even know that. And they taught me last week. But, anyways, that's the end of the episode.
Ooh, thank you for watching. Ooh. Yeah, those people run the world. They're so impressive. What a bunch of freaks.